Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 119. Today's date is October 31st, 2021, and I am Duds or Duds versus known to the rest of the interwebs.
And I'm Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. Happy Halloween, everyone.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, at least here in the States.
Yeah. I was going to say we have a spooky episode ahead for people, but we really don't.
No, it's not. Yeah. I was going to make some kind of reference there, but I was like, well,
yeah,
wouldn't make sense. But
I think for at least today, though, mobs are spawning with pumpkins on their heads, or jack-o'-lanterns, or whatever it is now.
That's right. Yeah, they do that once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably around Halloween.
I want to say it is just for the day of Halloween.
Yeah.
Anyways, what have you been up to this week, Jimbo?
Me, Halloween, pretty much.
Yeah.
I had, my wife wanted to throw another Halloween party, and we did it a couple years ago, and family was asking if we were going to do it again, and they were really wanting us to do it. So my wife agreed to have the Halloween party, and that's all I was doing all week was like decorating, moving stuff around. Got to get the house in order, and then just getting the food ready. And we had it last night. It was a good time. I woke up with a headache, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Oh, I know what I mean, because I messaged you last night saying, hey, we don't have a show topic. And you're like, yeah, I am not in the condition.
There's no way I could have got on a call with you last night. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Everyone was dressed up. I was a Roman warrior. I think Apollo. Mm-hmm. Apollo was my costume. Yeah, everyone had costumes. We had prizes for the winners of the best costume and the kids' best costume.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good turnout. We had a good bit of people there. But yeah, because of the Halloween party, I haven't played any Minecraft. Me and you were going to record last weekend, and I had a headache last weekend. So I don't know what it is with these weekends. I usually do fine towards the week or in the middle of the week.
Mm-hmm.
On the weekends, I seem to get a headache.
Yeah. So you guys thinking it's my fault for Jimbo not putting out his most recent episode. It is not.
No, I'm going to be behind on it. That's for sure. I'm already so behind.
Yeah. I'm going to say, you're so far behind now, I don't know if it matters.
Right. I was going to make it like a longer episode, but I don't know. I just need to get it out. But, I want to put enough work into it to where, I like it. I just don't want to rush it either. But I don't think it's going to be a long one like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Probably average time.
Mm-hmm. I did have time for Minecraft this week. I played a lot of Minecraft this week. There were a couple nights I was up to 11:30, 12 o'clock at night working on this video. A lot of that was my fault because I was recording out of order and I would just get so lost to where I was in the episode. Like the first 5 minutes of the episode are all shot so far out of order. There were days between clips and they were backwards and stuff. And then I'd have to go and play Winter's game again to make sure that I could get replay mod footage because I forgot to do it when I was playing with Carl. Yeah, it was a tough episode, but I ended up finishing my ship's wheel island project. I did the entire island. I didn't think I was going to do that. I thought I was just going to get the wheel done, get a couple structures done. No, I finished the entire island, which is one reason why the episode took so long to get out. But I am so happy with it. The fact that I had no clue what I was going to build on that island, I was just placing leaves on my mountain and was like, that island needs something. What should I put there? And everyone has been mentioning this before, and it's an obvious thing to put there, and that's a shipwreck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm determined in creative mode, I cannot build ships. That's why I haven't built any ships on my quote-unquote pirate island. I'm not very good at it. So instead of forcing myself to build something that doesn't look good, built the giant ship wheel, and I built it at that weird, stupid angle. And it's made out of logs, so I had to run the tree farm for a while. But man, I am so happy with how it came out. I even played with what I call the sail material tents. Like some of the tents are rolling in the wind instead of just being flat and pulled out, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, I love the area. Avni came over yesterday to finish. He put his little rabbit shop that he had built in my base that I had to basically immediately tear down because I was building in the area he put it.
Mm-hmm.
So he rebuilt that there. And then I added a little bit to the back just to kind of enclose it so I could do some landscaping around it. And yeah, that island's done. It might be one of my more favorite sections of the island. I know I say that every time I do something new, but it's very cool to look at. I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, you shared the picture with us on the Discord. I haven't got to see the episode yet, but yeah, it looks really cool. That's a really cool idea with the wheel.
Yeah.
I do like that.
And I have already started on my next My Own Survival episode. Pretty excited about the next one. Gonna be doing a lot of moss and greenery in there. I have an idea for, I shouldn't say a moss generator, because I'm just gonna use Elmango's design because of how efficient it really is, and it's relatively small. But I want to do a room that does moss, that does sugarcane, that does bamboo, and I'm basically having to do this because Minecraft now revolves around bone meal.
Oh, yeah.
Bone meal is the currency of Minecraft. No longer is it diamonds, it's bone meal.
Pretty valuable.
And bone meal is relatively easy to get unless you need mass quantities of it. Then you gotta start farming the stuff. And this all has started because I want a renewable light source. I need some way to come up with lots of lights that I could put in the ground so I can light up my area. And obviously, Winter's data pack for the glow block is, to me, the best light source in the game right now. The problem is I don't have amethyst geodes near me. So I'd have to go find some amethyst geodes, and you gotta AFK for the crystals, and then you gotta mine them and everything like that.
Yeah.
So to me, the best, what I call kind of trash light block, even though it's not an ugly block, it's just you can mass quantities of it, and it doesn't matter that you're hiding it in the dirt, is shroom lights. Normally I would say sea lanterns, but the farm to make those is kind of massive.
Yeah.
So if you can do a warped wood or a crimson wood tree farm, you get lots of shroom lights. Well, that requires lots of bone meal. So now I got to build a bone meal farm so I can build that farm so I could just have lights to throw in the dirt.
Yeah, with the whole sea lantern thing, it's a huge project for one.
Mm-hmm.
And you almost need to use the prismarine block too, because you're getting so much of that.
Yeah.
You don't want to waste that, and you can't just use it for just sea lanterns. So if you don't have plans for prismarine, then yeah, there's other light sources.
Well, and the thing is, I know early next season, me and Carl have talked about building a guardian farm. So it's like, I don't want to build two of them back to back because I know that's going to burn me out.
Right.
So it's like My Own Survival, you can kind of get pushed to the side a bit. And My Own Survival is an area for me to test new things, play the game in a different way than I would play on normal SMPs. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm super excited for this episode. I think I'm only like 3 or 4 minutes in, but it's fun. And on top of that, I got something new for my channel, and it's new intro and outro music from the one and only Decoy.
Yeah, I got to hear it.
You got to hear it because I sent it to you before I started the show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. I had that song on repeat for days.
Yeah, it's catchy. I really like it. Decoy's good at what he does.
Yeah, it very much feels like the new music coming to Minecraft, while at the same time feeling like a DuDs song. So I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, my new season music folder is done with all the music that's in there except for time-lapse music.
Right.
I need to find a time-lapse song that's a bit more upbeat that hopefully will not be copyrighted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they can always make it copyrighted now. Like, you're all good to go until so many months down the road.
Yeah, and what started this, guys, is every season I choose music from a non-copyrighted library just for it to be copyrighted by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And somebody claim it, which is stupid. I don't know why anyone would claim my videos. My videos aren't monetized. I make not a single penny on my YouTube videos. So people clicking my videos and trying to monetize them, it doesn't work. You're not getting anything from it. And the second I see you trying to do that, I just remove the music from the video. So if you go back and you watch some old videos and there's no music where you think there should be music, it's not you. It's the fact that somebody tried to copyright that, and I removed the 10 seconds of music that was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it for my week.
Well, you forgot one more thing.
What's that?
You hit 600 subscribers.
I did hit 600 subs. I didn't think it was going to come.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Well, and the scale of things, not really,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yes, at the same time, it is for me. I got really excited because I had been averaging about a sub a day, and this past week, I was only averaging like a third a sub a day. So like, I'd get one sub every 3 days or something like that. I was like, oh no, I slowed down. I'm not going to hit 600.
Started slowing down. And then you broke the seal.
Broke through.
Nice.
It's good. I think I'm up to 604 now. Like,
Yep.
the sub a day has came back.
There you go.
So I'm in a very good mood with my YouTube channel. I'm really happy for it. It's definitely a baby channel, but it's full of content I want to watch, which makes me happy that 604 people feel the same way.
And it's consistent.
Unlike
mine. I go on my hot streaks,
Yeah, well, see, that's the difference. At the beginning of a season, you'll put out 4 episodes before I can do one.
Yeah. I usually do like 2 a week at the beginning.
And then, by the end of the season, I'm putting out 10 episodes by the time you do one.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
All right. Should we get into the news? Because we do have a snapshot.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's not a huge amount of changes happening with the snapshot. I say that it really is. It's a lot of technical world blending that's really massive. But it's not one of those things where you can spend a ton of time to talk about. Like I said, we're going to have that change where when you update your world, wherever there's bedrock is now Deepslate.
Yep. Sounds logical.
Yeah. They did say, what was it? There was something there that confused me about caves. So obviously in old chunks, if there is bedrock at Y0, the column below will be filled with Deepslate. Worlds upgraded in this snapshot will permanently have this Deepslate, so if you want new caves under height 0, make sure to keep a backup before upgrading.
Okay.
To me, that feels a little worded differently. One, you should always back up before you update, period, because you never know what can happen. And two, if you're planning on using the backup before you update, you're not going to have caves below Y0 unless they're talking about a snapshot world you were using before, but they don't mention that in the notes. So there's just like a loss in translation, I think, that's going on right here. Because if you update, you're going to get caves below Y0 because that's the new generation. It's going to be Deepslate and it's going to be caves.
Well, I noticed, I think it was Exuma's video, underneath a certain area that was just all Deepslate. It wasn't any caves generated. It was just solid Deepslate, no caves.
Maybe that's what I'm missing.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to say. I don't know if this is like at spawn. I want to say it's near spawn. I'm not too sure though. Because he was checking out the blending of the different biomes.
Yeah.
And the blocks that he picked, he had so many chunks to see how it blended. And underneath of those so many chunks that he had already loaded in the world, there was all Deepslate underneath. And everything below Y0, there was caves around that. So it was, apparently if it's loaded already, like there's not going to be caves under there. I think he did mention that it's going to be fixed though.
I don't know, because the way you're phrasing it too makes me sound like if you have preloaded chunks, when you do the upgrade, basically Y0 and down is just Deepslate. There's no chance for any caves to be in that chunk.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Okay. Which would kind of suck.
Yeah, it would.
But at the same time, that's a Deepslate mine.
Oh, yeah.
And I would not mind that.
That's true. Yeah, I imagine there's ores generating in there. I don't know that maybe it's just Deepslate. I think he did say it was just Deepslate. That's what the note says, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It is a little disappointing. He says they're going to fix that.
Yeah.
So it might not be too bad. But at the same time, I honestly wouldn't mind that much because Deepslate's my favorite block, and that just gives me more Deepslate to mine without having to worry about lighting caves up.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about lighting new caves up in a chunk I've spent all the time lighting caves up in.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't really think of it like that.
It's not necessarily a bad thing either. Yeah, that's less area to explore, but you have infinite amount of new chunks you can go explore, and it's not like Amethyst Geodes where you have to go to a new location to explore these new areas. It's caves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are very many new caves, but it's not. I mean, I can see people setting up bases in caves and outposts and stuff like that, but you're going, you're getting your resources, and you're getting out.
Yeah, for the most part.
But let's see. The new bedrock layer is going to be placed at -64. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we're getting very close to pre-release.
Yeah.
At least in Java. I think Bedrock is a little bit farther behind, but not much.
Okay.
But let's remember, Bedrock was ahead of us when it came to mountain generation. So,
Yeah.
let's see. There's a video setting update to priority updates, and they're going to be named Chunk Builder. So it's just a name change.
Yeah, just change the meaning of it, I guess.
They've reduced the amount of flooded caves near river and ocean coastlines. I guess, especially if you're a Bedrock player, that would be like a huge breeding ground for drowned. And I heard drowned spawns in Bedrock are rough. Flooded cave near coastlines, if you're building on the coastline, would probably not be too fun. So that might be a good thing that they've reduced the amount.
Yeah. I wonder how, like, the new spawns are at 0 now, light level 0. I wonder in the water if that would help. I don't know how much light, what kind of lighting it is underwater anyway for hostile mobs. Pretty sure, like, so far down it hits 0.
Yeah, I was going to say, the water already opaques the light anyways.
Right.
Like, if you have a deep ocean, I think you would still have light level 0 towards the bottom.
Yeah, everywhere.
Most of the time, so... Aquifers have less level changes now, so that does mean less waterfalls, but that means easier boat traveling. Sorry, my dog is just snoring so hard right now, and I can see it getting picked up on the mic. Carl, have fun editing that.
We're putting Susie to sleep now.
Yeah. Lava aquifers are slightly less common. I'm good with that. I don't know if they mean just in caves or on the surface, period. Let's face it, I keep finding mansions with lava under them still. Like, that was a problem when they first came out. Why is this still an issue that I'm watching a mansion burn down before I can get to it?
Especially as far as you got to go to find one.
Right. That's one thing I'm glad that most of the time when I'm playing on an SMP, we play with fire tick off. So it's not that bad. But I keep watching people like on live streams and stuff like, oh, mansion, and it's on fire. It's like, yeah. And finally, they restricted where the Big Dripleaf could be placed. You could only now place it to clay, grass, dirt, farmland, moss, rooted dirt, Podzol, and Mycelium. Now, placing a Big Dripleaf in farmland?
Yeah, that one was a little weird.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. Does it stay farmland, or does it immediately turn to grass?
It looks like it stays farmland.
That's kind of cool.
There's that one little pixel difference where it looks like it's hovering on the farmland. That's the only thing that's kind of weird about it.
Yeah, but if you're doing a large farm of them.
Yeah, I mean, it is farmland. It makes sense to be able to put a drip leaf there.
Yeah. Well, imagine like if you put a Big Dripleaf and you surround it with like beetroot and wheat, because those are some of the taller crops. You won't see that pixel.
Oh yeah, you probably blend the two together.
Yeah.
Crops and a drip leaf.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of cool.
I wonder, well, I bet if you put a crop down, you might not be able to place the drip leaf. Didn't really mention that.
Well, I'm not talking about putting them in the same block. I'm talking about putting them next to that block.
I was thinking the same block.
No.
That probably wouldn't be a thing.
No.
It'd be cool to...
As far as I know, there's only one item that you can put in the same block as another item, and that's item frame.
Yeah, and like that glow lichen and skulk now.
Can you put glow lichen in the same spot as another block?
Yeah, in corners.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did not know that.
And I think skulk now you can do that.
Yeah, for me, skulk feels just like a retextured lichen. It's obviously going to have a different function.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty similar.
But that's it for the snapshot. I want to move on to a listener question real quick, because I think it's something that's kind of been forgotten about. And that's SG Smith asked, do you have goat horns in Java? And the answer is no, we do not.
Nope, never have.
No, I think that it is a forgotten feature. I think they were trying to work out what the goat horn could be used for, and it wasn't really a priority as much as obviously the terrain, building, and the deep dark has been. Now thinking about it, goat horn to mess with the warden. Like, imagine maybe the goat horn is too loud because obviously the warden moves on sounds. So if you blow a goat horn, maybe it freezes the warden from attacking you because, oh, my ears, they hurt.
Yeah.
That could be a thing.
I like that. He's like ultra sensitive with the hearing, because his other senses aren't working.
Right. Kind of like a dog whistle for the warden.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
That's a good idea.
That being said, I think the item is in Minecraft. Like, I think you can command it in, kind of like we do with bundles. So if you're wanting to retexture an item that's like that, there you go.
Yeah.
I think. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, logically you think the goat horn would be some kind of horn you could blow, get some kind of sound out of it.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned, maybe it could cause like avalanches.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it can break away all the powdered snow that's in the area. There's different ways a horn could be used, but I think you could take advantage of the warden with it. That'd be I don't know, kind of thinking that's what's going to do.
They don't want you to fight the warden, because the warden's beastly. It kills you relatively quickly, even fully armored up.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have the strat of pillaring just out of its reach and shooting it till it dies. They are obviously looking into a way to make sure you can't do that. At least we've seen from King B Dog's tweets. I think the easy way to get around that is have the warden yell and it causes you to fall off a block or something like that. But at the same time, people are going to find ways to cheese Minecraft mobs. And by cheese, I mean easy ways to kill these mobs.
Mm-hmm.
That's just part of the game. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think the best defense against that is to give us a good defense from the mob, and a goat horn that could make the warden kind of take a step back for a second is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was also thinking maybe buff the shield a little bit.
I can just see someone holding a shield up to a warden and one hits the shield and breaks it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think a regular shield should be able to block the war. I don't know, maybe the warden's too powerful.
Netherite shield?
Yeah, maybe different kind of shield or an enchanted shield.
Could you imagine a netherite shield? Here's one thing I want to. I'd like shields to be able to have different shapes.
Yeah.
It might be too much for the game, but because it's a non-stackable item, having different shapes I don't think matters that much.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that it's just square too. Shield is a specific shape. There's also round ones, even though this is Minecraft, it's forbidden.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a different shape of the shield. We can keep the square one, but maybe some other different ones with different shapes.
We've talked about unique textures left and right. They would be the coolest Sorry, guys. Everything about me is congested today, so I'll get halfway through a word, it's just not going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Implement?
Yeah, see, now you can't say it, can you?
I just said implement.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the easier way of saying it. Words are hard, guys. But I'm liking what I'm seeing, because SMP, several SMPs now are just getting away from waiting on Mojang to come up with something like that. And they're just kind of doing it themselves with getting people to make custom models from it, especially where we saw Blockbench is huge now. I've yet to try it. I'm thinking about trying it some before a new season starts. It may mean my content comes out a little slower, but if I get to add cool stuff like that to videos and stuff, I want to do it. But I'm seeing it now with, like, especially Empire's SMP. Like, every Empire has their own unique armor and tool set. It's freaking cool. And I think Mojang's excited that other people are doing stuff like that because they can stick to their base game. They're like, if we can get the vanilla gameplay down good, make it a fun game, then you guys can handle all the other stuff like that, make it your own painting. And I think I'm enjoying seeing other people do that, and I want a piece of it.
Yeah, I always thought it looked interesting. Never heard about it before that.
Watch Empire's SMP. I'm not a very big fan of role-playing servers. I just haven't been. But they do more building than role-playing. So I tend to watch them more.
Oh, okay.
Let's move on to some other questions. I'll let Jimbo read his next.
We have a question from Baked Baguette, right? Would that be the pronunciation.
That's it.
I have a question for DuDs and Jimbo. They ask, what is your favorite feature about the new-ish plant blocks, like dripleaf, moss, glowberries, etc.?
I mean, moss is obviously the new favorite, just because it makes terraforming so much easier.
Yes. My favorite feature, though, would probably be the spore blossom, just the atmospheric effect.
Spore blossom's awesome.
Yeah.
It's an awesome blossom.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's very blossom. But yeah, the effect you get from that in the atmosphere, that's my favorite feature right there. I wish we'd have more things that did that.
Yeah.
But you're right with the moss. You get so much out of it.
Now, and moss isn't my favorite feature. It's the most useful feature.
Yeah.
Out of all of them. I like the carpets, I like the new plants, I like all of that. But glowberries is my favorite.
Okay.
Just because it's a new light source, and especially with the new lighting changes, they now become a super useful light source that's very decorative. It's my favorite. It's not as useful as moss. Like, if I had to choose to keep moss or glowberries in the game, I'm keeping moss.
Yeah.
But my personal favorite, glowberries, is such a cool looking texture, and the fact that it emits light, and the fact that you can choose where on that vine to have the light emit is cool. The only thing I wish from glowberries is you could place them to leaves, and you can't.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I don't like about them.
Yeah, you think you could.
Hmm?
Can you replace them on the vine?
The glowberries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant just bone meal, because you can bone meal, and a berry will pop up on that spot.
That's what I'm saying. You place your vine, get it the length you want, and then you can shear the glowberries off the vine or double bone meal them, and it'll pop off. And then just single bone meal where you want the light source to be, or the quote-unquote glowberry.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, can you just take the glowberry item and just place it on there? I don't think you can do that. I think once it's off, it's off.
No, that just makes the vine longer.
That's right. Duh, I know that.
Yeah, you have to bone meal a specific spot on the vine to get the berry.
Yeah, I know that too.
Which is why, like, my glowberry farm in my base for Ripple is just a bunch of fully grown vines, so I can just spam click with bone meal, and they just all start popping off and flinging down into the hoppers.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a super complicated farm form, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But there we go again. Bone meal is the currency of Minecraft.
Yeah. As of right now, it's hard to get glowberries. You can't get the spore blossoms.
I know. It would look so good in my own survival for me right now in the area I'm working.
Yeah. I came across them when I was playing in that snapshot a couple weeks ago.
Yeah?
And yeah, you get that atmospheric effect. It's really cool.
I forgot, where are they going to naturally generate in the new update?
In the lush caves.
Lush caves, duh. That makes sense.
Yeah, on the ceilings. They're hard to get to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these caves are big, and yeah, most of the time they're not so close to the ground. You got to pillar up.
Okay. Can't believe I forgot where they spawn. It's been a while. We've been waiting for this update a long time, guys.
Yeah, I remember I went looking for a lush cave when 117 came out.
And I'm just like, why
hours.
are you doing that? We talked about this on the show. It's not there.
Yeah, totally did that.
Anyways, next question we have is from Loken4. They ask, hey, DuDs and Jimbo, what is your most/least favorite thing about 118 and 119?
Most favorite? I gotta say the Warden.
Yeah?
I do like the Deep Dark City, but yeah, I don't think it would be as scary if that Warden wasn't down there. If the Warden changes the whole game down there.
Without the Warden, it's just another place.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was my favorite from 117 too.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Warden when we when we had to pick our favorite. Now 118 is the Warden again. Don't make me say it on 119. Or no, it is 119.
Yeah, and 119's Warden.
Yeah. It was supposed to be 17, 18, now 19.
Yeah.
Was he coming in? Yeah, he was supposed to come in 17.
Yeah, he's supposed to be there in 17. The original announcement was 117.
Right. We thought we were going to get it with the second half of the split, but
yeah,
it's moved to next year.
For me, my favorite feature is the new mob spawning. They only spawn in total darkness.
That's a good one.
That's my favorite, and I'm glad it's in 118 and not 119. I don't think I could wait knowing that it's out there. So I'm super excited for that. My least favorite is the fact that we have to wait on the Warden. Again, don't get me wrong. I understand why we're waiting, and it makes complete sense. I want Mojang to have the time to perfect what they're working on. It just, like Jimbo said, sucks. We expected it 117, then 118, now 119. So that's 3 updates this Warden's been promised to us. So hopefully we get it soon. Again, I see Ancient Cities as a place I will go get my stuff and get out. It's not much of an exploration thing for me, but that's just because it's the way I play the game. Other people play the game way different than I do. I'm a homebody. I get my stuff, I go to my base, and I build in my base.
I do, go to these places to get in and out, find all the loot.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of fun doing it, so I kind of search for that adventure.
Mm-hmm.
In a deep, dark city, it looks like there's a lot, there's a lot involved, a lot more than they showed us. They showed us a lot, but I feel like there's going to be even more.
Oh, yeah.
For the deep, dark. I'm trying to think of my least favorite. I thought of my most favorite. I never thought about least favorite. I'm not one to not like anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really enjoy anything that's new.
Yeah. Guys, you could give Jimbo a paper airplane. He's going to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. I'll throw it. I'll throw the airplane and have fun with it. I'm trying to think.
Well, is there something that you wanted in these updates you didn't get? Because remember, you predicted the biome update.
Yeah.
Mangrove root texture.
Yeah. For 119?
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that. That's true.
It's not a good looking texture.
No, I feel like they definitely need to redo that one.
Yeah. Again, it's early, so it might already be getting redone, but
yeah. Like I say, I don't dislike really anything new, but it could be.
Yeah, you want the block. You're just not a fan of the texture.
Yeah, I love the idea.
Yeah. I remember you saying that because I agree with you the second you said it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes, no, that texture.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Then again, I play with a lot of the 3D textures turned on. Like 3D dripstone is so good. Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for those comments. I would say that all those comments were from our Discord, but I think some of them were actually from Apple Podcast.
Oh, nice.
We had someone nice enough to see that we had questions sitting there. Yeah, Awesam 2399 said there were a couple questions left over from Apple Podcasts, and they brought them over for us. Usually Carl will go through and check, but he's been super busy. Obviously, we have a half stat coming out, I think any day now, that Carl's been desperately editing. So, Awesam, thank you so much for grabbing those questions and bringing them over.
Yeah.
We didn't get to all of them. There was another question that we didn't feel fit the show that we might answer later on. So if you ask that one and you're looking for an answer, don't worry. We might just get to it in the next episode. Here's Rebel JC with an ad to join our Discord.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Rebel JC, and I'd love for you to join our Discord community. Whether it's taking part in our Mending Minecraft vote, sharing your thoughts and opinions on Minecraft, or just chatting with like-minded listeners, the Withering Effect Discord has something for everyone. Join today by following the link in the show notes.
All right, thank you for the Discord ad, Rebel JC. I got excited because halfway through the pause we need for Carl to put this stuff in, my second nostril finally opened up. The decongestions I took this morning are finally working.
Oh.
Only took them 3 hours.
You just need that 10-second break.
I just needed that 10-second break.
But each week on the show, we mention the top 3 members who have been earning XP and leveling up by participating in chat, excluding ourselves and moderators. This week's top 3 Discord members are 3rd place, Fur Trees, 2nd place, Kit Kitty Cat 2, and 1st place, Ski 3012.
Ski keeping the streak going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's every week, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
So join in with chat on the Discord and you could be mentioned next week.
Speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in our Mending Minecraft vote. This week we asked you to choose between one of 3 structures for us to discuss and improve. Your choices were Ocean Monument, End Gateways, and Buried Treasure. And yes, Buried Treasure is considered a Minecraft structure.
And the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is End gateways.
Oh, yeah.
End gateways had 32 votes, 14 for the buried treasure, and only 7 for the ocean monument.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking ocean monument would do a lot better there. But end gateways. End gateways are portals generated in the end after defeating the Ender Dragon and are used to gain quick access to outer end islands. An end gateway is one block portal surrounded by 10 bedrock blocks, 5 on top and 5 on the bottom. On the main island, a maximum of 20 gateways can be generated for each world, arranging in a circular fashion around the island at Y75. An additional end gateway generates in the outer end regions after first activating one at the main island. Once a gateway on the main island has been activated, it is indefinitely linked to its corresponding exit gateway, and a magenta beam shoots out vertically from the top and bottom of the gateway. When it is generated, the beam disappears after 10 seconds. When an entity enters the gateway emits a beam for 2 seconds. I didn't know that. The beam went off for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Fixing the gateway. I don't have a lot here, which works out great because we're getting low on time. But there's not a lot to them, so I went with quality of life fixes.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't going to be some grand fix. It's just some little things that I would think make end gateways better. One, make them easier to get into. We have the one block that you're supposed to throw an ender pearl through so that you can go through. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've thrown an ender pearl and it landed me on the half side of a block and I've fallen off an end island. Not cool.
Yeah, it seems like sometimes it goes through it and you don't go in the portal.
Yep.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I would like to get rid of that feature. I want too tall in portal gateways.
Okay.
They're too tall, so Endermen can't walk through them anyways, and that's the only mob in the area, so you don't have to worry about any other mobs walking through them. You can technically fly through an end portal gateway if you have an elytra and stuff, but there's just such a...
Or a trapdoor.
Yeah, there's...
Shrink you down.
There's such a pain to get into, and they really don't have to be. Like, I get it's trying to be a challenge, but it's a challenge that's not really a challenge, because... You're surrounded by Endermen. Go smack one with the sword a couple times. Now you have an Ender Pearl. Walk up there and throw your pearl. The challenge is when the pearl doesn't go through the portal and it slaps something on the other side of where you've thrown it, and now you're falling into the void.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious why they only did it one block. You know, is it just for the challenge?
I don't know.
Like you mentioned, Endermen can't go in there.
Yeah.
Even at too high.
Right. So it didn't make much sense to me. Maybe it lessened the chance of the end dragon going through it, because I have seen where end dragons will fly through them and then get teleported.
Oh.
So that is a thing, by the way.
They just need to fix that.
Yeah, I think that should be the bigger fix before anything. And the other quality of life fix I have is that each end city should have an end gateway. But let me rephrase it so people understand. Not each end gateway should lead to a city.
Right.
So you do need to go travel and find a city. But how many times have we been to the point where, like, you've raided 5 end cities, you got all the supplies you want, you're just ready to go home, and you can't find a portal? So what does every single person do? You throw everything in the ender chest and you jump off the tallest building and you just die.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean...
Because it's quicker than finding those gateways.
Yeah, it's quicker than trying to find a gateway.
Mm-hmm.
So just give every city a gateway so we don't have to kill ourselves to go home. And to me, that sounds like a bad design feature when killing yourself is a quicker fast travel than a portal.
Yeah.
That teleports you.
I don't know. I got mixed feelings about that. Like, I'm okay with, you know, the challenge of it's like an Easter egg hunt, kind of, you know, trying to find these gateways. Sometimes it could be fun, but like you said, when you're flying around for like an hour and you still haven't found one of these gateways, it could be very frustrating, especially when you cross 10 cities already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, none of them have a gateway, you know, so you would think. I know when I played Xbox, you know, that's where it was. The end wasn't very big. You know, that's where the gateway was by the cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty rare to find a gateway by a city in Java.
Mm-hmm.
At least I don't know about bedrock.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's similar.
And again, it's not so much a hard thing. It's just these were quality of life fixes that I think more players would enjoy than not enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to bring up about the end gateway is, does it have a sound? Not sure if it has.
I always thought it made a dong, but maybe I'm wrong. I have my friendly sounds turned way down.
Yeah. It'd be cool if it had like a unique noise it made when you got close to it. Kind of like a beacon or portal, how you get close to an end portal or nether portal.
Now, see, that would make, if you don't want to put an end city there, at least having it emit a sound would be nice, because then you could turn on the subtitles and that could point you in a direction, or you could be able to actually physically listen for it.
Yeah. Maybe if you're in the same chunk or so far away, you could hear it if you miss it.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about the end portal or end gateway.
All right. So our main topic actually comes from a listener question. The Gutter asked the question, if you could add one new enchantment to every type, tool, armor in Minecraft, what would it be? I felt that was a little too much. So I had come up with the idea of, I'm going to use the words he used, or she, they evolve the question. I'm going to evolve it again. And I said, let's come up with 3 of our own enchantments. And then Jimbo misread that to come up with potions.
I evolved it again into 3 potions.
Because, Jimbo had a quote-unquote Halloween party last night.
Oh, I couldn't do it last night. I woke up early, just out of it from last night. And, I read the topic. I'm like, oh, yeah, this should be fun. And I'm doing my potions.
Yeah.
And I'm then I look over and I'm like, oh my God, we're supposed to do enchantments. I think I even had one enchantment down.
You had 1 enchantment and 2 potions.
Right. And that enchantment wasn't even my original idea, but it was one that I really liked. I wanted to share it. So I took that out and I was like, I'm just going to do potions. It's already here. Yep. I could fix one of these. But yeah, I took my enchantment out and I have 3 potions. So still should be fun.
Right, so you'll get a little mixed of both.
Right.
Now, there were some enchantments I stayed away against, like Vein Miner, the big stuff from Modded.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to stay away from, because those are obviously already in Modded, and I wanted unique enchantments for me. I also didn't come up with any armor or tool enchantments, and that was just because there are definitely stuff you could add to armor.
Yeah.
I'll throw that out there. One would be, I want to be able to add the elytra to a chest plate. I don't know why that's not a thing.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do that. 2, I do think tools are kind of where they should be. I know there are going to be people who are arguing for instant mine with netherite picks and Deepslate. It's like, yeah, but I feel that should be more of a beacon effect than an enchantment.
Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking about.
But I'll let Jimbo go with his first potion, and then we'll get into enchantments.
The third one I have down, I mentioned it before on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a potion I've been wanting for a long time, and it's the X-ray potion. You pretty much know where all the hostile entities are in a 32 block radius. That's how it would work. Mm-hmm. Similar to if you would ring the bell in a raid.
Okay.
You can see where all the hostile mobs are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that effect. And if it were to be a potion or an effect, it wouldn't be a long duration. It'd be a short, here they are real quick. I know these caves are going to get bigger. We're going to have mobs in areas that we probably can't see.
Oh, you're talking about using it to now figure out where caves are.
Yeah, that too.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now I'm just going to start bringing a bell with me when I'm underground.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, the bell works even not in raids, right? I think the only time I used it was for raids.
I don't know.
But yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I always like that ability, and I wish we can bottle that up.
Yeah. My first enchantment is an enchantment that's already technically in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty for the sword. So we see a lot of people not using the sword as much because the axe can critical hit harder.
Mm-hmm.
You put sharpness on an axe, and you're one-hitting guys with critical hits, which is huge in the game. I don't know why we don't have a one-hit enchantment yet, but it seems that a lot of people are ditching the sword and using an axe, which to me stinks. You have a weapon that's been in the game for forever, since the beginning, and now it's basically useless because of a tool. Having the ability to throw a sword with sweeping edge attached to it could be really cool.
Yeah. Forgot you can combine it with that sweeping edge.
Mm-hmm. And then that to me, that's the only feature. That and looting are the only things swords have going for them right now. And a lot of the times you don't really need looting. I really only see looting being a big thing for like hunting wither skulls and stuff like that. Unique cases where you would want looting. For day-to-day combat, the axe is the better tool.
Yeah.
Because not only could you chop down trees, you could kill things with it.
Right. Now notice you have loyalty for the sword, but axe throwing is becoming pretty popular.
I know. As someone who throws axe.
Yeah. It'd be cool to put it on the axe too.
It could be cool to be on the axe.
Mm-hmm. Should be able to throw that.
You should.
Okay, so my number 2 potion is the aging potion.
Okay.
Be a splash potion, mainly. It doubles the speed of growth rate. So you have a farm, and let's say you have a cow farm. If you splash potion the babies, it will grow up twice as fast. Now, I wasn't sure if I would put, 3 levels of this thing, aging 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, you put glowstone with it to up the...
Well, what you could do is 1, 2, 3 could be the radius of effect.
Yeah.
So if you do a level 3, the radius is really big. But if you have a ton of babies in a small little single section, you can just do the 1 and it'll work.
Yeah, and I was thinking possibly use it on crops. I know we use bone meal to up the speed of the growth rate.
See, when you said this, I literally went, oh, it's fertilizer for animals.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, to make one of these potions, you would need bone meal, but not just bone meal. It would be too easy. The potion would be too easy. So maybe the goat horn could do the aging thing. I don't see where that would come in with aging. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Potions are tough because they're often forgot about in Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not something you carry around with it. You have to think to plan to bring them.
Yeah. The only reason I brought up this kind of potion is because sometimes you have these farms that go on, you leave them on, they just, they keep working.
Yeah.
And what if you can speed it up just to be able to turn it off? You can turn it on, speed up the growth rate of whatever you might be planning or growing up, entities, and be able to turn it off once you get so much.
Well, I'm thinking about villager farms, waiting for the baby to grow up.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, my second enchantment comes from Breath of the Wild. I don't know how many of you guys have played that game or seen anyone play that game. It's one of my favorite games. And they have the ability with a weapon to basically turn an enemy into an ice cube. So I was thinking about that. So I'm giving this to the trident as a way to try to make the trident useful still. And whenever you hit the enemy with a trident using the quote-unquote freeze enchantment in cold climates, they will turn into an ice cube for 5 seconds. And I mean, you can straight up walk up to them and push them and they will slide around like they're on ice.
Ah.
So you could turn a mob into an ice cube and then push it off the mountain.
That'd be cool.
So that's straight up from Breath of the Wild. It's one of my favorite things to do to enemies. It's hilarious and it's fun, and I would love to have it in Minecraft.
Yeah, I think a Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
You could use that too.
Mm-hmm. I haven't played Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild is so fun. I recommend it for anyone who is into those kind of games.
Yeah, Zelda's a good game.
Yeah.
My number 1 potion that I made.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first thing I thought of when you mentioned the enchantments, but I wasn't thinking enchantments, apparently. I came up with the Shadow Potion. It makes you undetectable from skulk sensors and wardens, but it's got a shorter duration. So you go down the deep dark, there's all the sneaking around you got to do. What if you don't have to sneak? Now, I'm thinking if you were to run, it might offset the potion. So you might have to walk to use the shadow potion. So, yeah, it'd make it a little easier getting through there. I don't like the word easier, but I guess if you want to take the easy way out, maybe they're rare. Maybe you can't make these. Maybe you can only find them in the loot.
Maybe you have to make them with wither roses, which are not super easy to get. They're kind of dangerous to get unless you know how to build the farm.
Yeah, a really rare item that would make this, a lot more doable, I feel like. I don't know what else you would use to make this potion. I was trying to think of that. Maybe, I'm thinking you don't make it. You find it in the loot in the end, or in the deep dark.
Yeah.
But it helps you get around the warden.
I can see that. That'd be kind of cool.
And other traps, too.
Instead of calling it shadow, though, since the warden can't see anyways, I would be thinking, what's that Call of Duty perk that keeps your footsteps quiet? There's going to be some COD fanboys who know this.
Like a tippy toe potion.
The tippy toe potion. No, it's not what it's called.
Because originally you're thinking, okay, I can go down there with an invisibility potion. That's not going to work because he can't see you anyway. Yeah, there has to be some kind of silent potion. There you go, silent potion even.
Thought it was silent something.
I don't know it from that game.
I've got to find it now because I won't be able to move on. My brain won't let me.
Or maybe it'd be nice if maybe slow falling worked in that instance. Maybe you have slow falling and you become undetectable.
Dead silence.
Is it silence?
Dead silence. Move quietly and resist detection from acoustic sensor.
Ah, yeah, it's similar to that.
Yep.
Can't be sensed.
The final enchantment I have is called the Float Enchantment. I think people are going to figure out where I'm going with this. It's for bows. I said tridents. I don't know why I said trident. It's supposed to be bows and crossbows. But hitting an enemy with an arrow will cause them to float like getting hit like a shulker bullet.
Okay.
So you could shoot an enemy and they'll start floating up and then they fall and die. Again, just fun ways to kill mobs in the game.
Yeah.
And the big thing is I see this being useful, like if you craft a dispenser with a bow with this enchantment on it. Levitation, yeah, fragile rock, we could call it levitation. Floats, just, it's a fun word. But imagine a dispenser with this bow in it. You get shot, now you can use it as an elevator. If you don't want to use a water vader or a bubble vader.
Yeah.
It could be useful, could be cool.
It could be used in a bunch of ways.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would probably rather have arrows that have this potion effect on it. Yeah, that's kind of it for my enchantments.
I like them. I definitely use those.
I think everything we named had something useful or fun
in
it, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Omni, Chief Big Bear, Croc, Fragile Rock, O-Beep, Stonefigure, and Viper's Tuna. If you too would like to get access to exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works in the show and fellow listeners. All the links will be in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be, and the amazing music you hear in the intro and outro was created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.